You're listening to Beauty and Beyond Playbook. I'm your host, Mitzi Hernandez. Welcome back. Today we are talking about something that I see so many women suffer from, myself included, and that is the fear of outshining others or being too successful. You see this often in people that come from communities where there are not a lot of opportunities, right? I used to hide how much money I made from my parents because I was afraid that was going to ostracize me. I was afraid that maybe they were going to start wanting something from me. I was afraid to change a lot, and then I wasn't going to get along with my friends. I was afraid of just leaving the community that I was so used to. And I see this a lot, a lot. Like I said, if you come from a community where there's not a lot of opportunity, there's not a lot of wealth, and you are afraid, like, who am I going to be without my community? Like, I want to make money, but what if I get to the point that I don't have anything in common with them anymore? I have a reel about this where I say I was dating this guy and he was a airplane mechanic. And when I met him, he had just graduated from the school to become an airplane mechanic. And he would not apply for jobs. He just would not apply for another job. But he would complain about money all the fucking time. So one day we're like having brunch and he's like complaining about money or something. I don't know. This was when I used to date guys that acted like this. I don't date guys like this anymore. But he was complaining about money or some shit like that. And I said, I just don't comprehend, like, why are you not getting a job? And he was like, I don't know. I just haven't had time. And I said, I think I know why you're not getting a job. And he was like, why? And I was like, because if you go get a better paying job, you have better opportunities, better resources, you're afraid that all of your friends aren't going to have anything in common with you. And then you're just going to be alone. And that's scary. And it feels like you're going to lose friendships and you're going to lose your identity. And he just looked at me and he was just quiet and he was like, wow, like, I think you're right. And he, went on to say that he was afraid to not have anything in common with his community. And I see these a lot. I see this so much, right? I see this tangle itself up in weird ways, like where my mentees are afraid to make content because they're like, oh, what if people like judge me and laugh at me? And while yes, there is some fear of being judged by your community, I think that they are not afraid of being judged. Like, ah, ha, ha, look at her. Look at what she's doing. I think they're afraid to be seen as competition, right? Like, I had a mentee who she wanted to be friends with all the lash artists in her area. She did not want them to view her as competition. Like, the thought of being viewed as competition was scary to her. She was like, no, 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 no. Like, everyone can win. We can all be friends. Like, it's okay. Like, no, like, I want to send clients to other lash artists and I want to do this and I want to do that. And listen, very nice, very kind of her. By no means did I discourage her from doing that, but I encouraged her to explore why the thought of being competition was scary to her. She did not want to be competition. She wanted everybody to win. She would pay me and then she would go teach like her local lash artist friends the shit I was teaching her. And I was like, why are you doing that? She was like, oh, because, they don't want to invest in you. Okay. So, like, you invested in me. You did all this stuff. Why are you so willingly giving your resources that you paid a lot of money for to someone who maybe doesn't even want it? Because if they really wanted it, they would do it. She was so afraid of moving up by herself. She did not want to do that. And when you have that fear, you will stagnate. You will stay small. You 100% will stay small because your brain is telling you, if we go against the grain, if we do something else, we are now a threat. We are now no longer safe. Our safety has been compromised. And so your brain is going to do what's going to keep it safe. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. When people are like, oh, I want to change my habits, but I don't know how. And it's every time I change my habits, I go back to bad habits. How can I change it? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do it? Is it because I have ADHD? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? It's simply because your brain is trying to keep you safe. Your brain is a machine that's constantly trying to keep you alive. And keeping you alive equates keeping you safe. And so if you genuinely believe that you're going to lose your whole fucking support system the more money you make, then you're going to cap at a certain income simply so that you can stay comfortable and quote unquote safe, right? I had a girl that I mentored a couple months ago, and I was talking to her recently. And when we were working together, she told me she wanted to make 20K months. And I was talking to her recently, and she is getting booked up, and she's selling her tweezers, and she's really running to this 20K months. It's a matter of time before she starts making 20K a month. It's just a matter of time. She's doing amazing. And she said to me, I don't think I want this. I don't think I want this. I think I was wrong. I think I said I wanted 20K months, but no, I don't. I just want to go back to my old life. And all that was happening was she felt unsafe. She does want 20K months. She does want that life. She does want that financial security. She wants to provide for her kids and her grandkids. 100% she wants that. But because her brain feels unsafe, because it's never made this kind of money, it's never been that busy, and it's causing her to probably be viewed as competition within her own community that's scaring her. So instead, we worked on her mindset and her beliefs and, getting her brain calm. I gave her skills and tools so that her nervous system can stop being agitated and calm down so that she feels safe proceeding forward so she can reach 20K months consecutively. So when you fear that you're not going to have anything common with your friends or your family, of course you're going to cap your income. Of course you're not going to be there. Of course not. Of course not. Your fear is that you're just going to lose your community. You may hold yourself back on purpose and not even realize it. You're afraid that maybe they'll judge you or they'll feel like you think you're too good, right? Like for a long time was afraid that people thought that I was bougie because the people like, oh, you're like, I have a friend that would always be like, you're so bougie. You're so bougie. Like, I like your sister because your sister's simple. She's simple. You're bougie. And so I made bougie mean something bad. And I was trying to act like I wasn't, whatever the fuck bougie means, because I wouldn't consider myself bougie. But that's what she kept calling me. And then I felt unsafe. And I felt like I needed to be someone for her to see that I was fine, for her to not judge me harshly, right? You're afraid you're going to lose relationships or you're going to be judged. You're afraid that if you change, right? I had a girl that I mentored one time and she said to me, I want more money, but I don't want to change. Can you teach me how to make money while staying the same person? It's impossible, my love. It's impossible. Go listen to my last episode. I think it's either 149 or 150. It's impossible. Every income level comes with a different version of you. And not because money changes you, but because in order for you to maintain that amount of money, you must change because the level of responsibility is different. The level of boundaries you have to put down, the level of care you have to give yourself, the level of communication has to be upgraded. There's no way. You will change. The person that you are when you join my program and the person you walk away with will be a fucking different person because not only will you elevate your income level, you will elevate your whole self. Because in order for that income level to go up, you must change. So not only will the strategy change, like the business strategy, but you in yourself will change. That is the way it works. That is the way it works. And the reason that you have this and the reason I had this was because I didn't have self-trust. I didn't have that true trust in my community. I didn't have trust in myself. And what do I say? I always say, if you don't trust yourself, it's going to be hard for others to trust you. So because I wasn't living life from radical self-trust, maybe my parents did feel like the more money she makes, she's going to forget about it. She's not going to want to be with us. She's going to go hang with different people. I'm going to feel excluded. So because they felt that way, I felt that pressure of them not wanting me to make more because they felt I was going to leave them behind. In turn, I felt I wasn't going to have a support system, right? Because energy is very strong. How many times have you been walking and you know that this guy is staring at you? You can feel it. You can feel that shit. That is how energy works. Sometimes when there are expectations that you place upon a person, they can feel it. Even if they don't know what it is, they can feel it at the core. And that's what was happening with my parents. But then when I was starting to operate from radical self-trust, I trust that I'm not going to change. I trust that I love my parents. I trust that I'm going to work on our relationship to have a wonderful one. I trust them. I trust that they won't want anything from me, that they won't try to take anything from me. I trust that they'll love me, and they, in turn, can trust that I love them. And now there is no fear around making more money, because what I know is the more money I make, the better my family does. Because if I make enough money, I can help my sister, I can help my parents, I can help my son, right? If for any reason my dad has to stop working, he has to sell his company, I can help him. The more that I grow in business, I can help his business. Right? When you win, everyone in your community wins. I used to tell one of my mentees, that the mentee that I had that wanted to be friends with everyone, when you win, when you truly win, everybody wins. She was afraid her community wasn't going to be there for her as she leveled up. So she didn't even give herself room to truly grow. If she took one step, she wanted the whole community to take one step with her. And what I was trying to get her to see is you have to take 10 steps and then come back and help them take one step. When you're trying to grow your wealth, but you're actively also helping your parents, that wealth will never grow, because a lot of your resources are being funneled to someone else. You have to grow your wealth first before, what do they say on planes? You put on your fucking mask before you put on anybody's mask, mothers included, because you're going to fucking pass out and then you're not going to be able to put that mask on that person. So when you join the trust journey, you truly learn the skills that I had to learn to be okay being successful, making more money than my parents. When you start making more money than your parents, that shit feels fucking weird, especially for me, because my parents are very hardworking immigrants. Seeing them work so hard and I use my brain and make way more money, it was uncomfortable. But when I worked on radical self-trust, everything fucking changed. Same with you. When you join the trust journey, I give you the skills and the tools needed to A, trust yourself more, B, model that trust so others can trust you, and C, have the skill sets needed when shit starts to feel uncomfortable. Because a lot of us will not go after what we want because we simply feel uncomfortable. If you don't have the skills to calm your nervous system and your brain down, right? Because your nervous system will agitate your thoughts, your beliefs. If you don't have the skills needed to change those beliefs, to calm down those thoughts, and to regulate your nervous system, no shit, you're not going to want to go make more money. No shit, you're not going to want to go put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. But inside the trust journey, you learn so much shit. You learn communication so you can communicate with your community better. You learn how to trust yourself. You learn how to model that trust for others. And you have the skill sets needed to be in a very uncomfortable situation and push through. Because sometimes when your nervous system is dysregulated as fuck, it literally feels like you're going to explode and die. So you do everything to numb it. You go get high, you go drink, you go hook up, you go date, you go numb it with TikTok and Netflix and food and whatever. But when you have the skills, that gives you enough space to be like, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to perish. I'm not going to explode. I'm not going to have a panic attack. Everything is going to be okay because I can handle uncomfortable situations so I can move forward towards my goals. If you find yourself somehow always missing opportunities for growth, somehow always underpricing yourself, somehow always belittling yourself, it's because you are afraid of losing that community that you have. And that can change. 100% that can change. But that will require for you to actively work on your radical self-trust. Trusting yourself. Because as you trust yourself, other people begin to trust you because you model that. Your relationships grow stronger. Not just business, but everything. Your community. And when you win, everybody fucking wins. You make a change in the world when you win. When you win, nothing but good comes from winning. Do not let your nervous system and your thoughts and beliefs lead you to believe that by you investing in yourself, by you working hard, by you trying again and again and again, that means you will lose something. You will lose your community. You will lose love. You will lose. No, you will do nothing but gain, not just for yourself, but for your family, for your community, for your partner. Allow yourself to feel safe in success. You fucking deserve it. And if you're more interested in learning how to do that, how to have more self-trust, how to model that trust, how to up your communication with all people, not just your clients, how to have the skill sets to deal with very fucking uncomfortable situations where your body just feels like it wants to crawl out of its own skin, join the trust journey. That is exactly what I teach in there. Beyond just the strategy of how to make more money, how to get clients to trust you, I teach you radical self-trust, which is the foundation of it all. You will find the link to join in the show notes. Until then, you will hear from me in the next episode.